on tap. It's week number 7 here in the high school basketball season, and tonight it's a big battle in the SWOC as the Ross Rams take on the Edgewood Cougars next on Chatterbox Plus. Good evening to you. Along with the coach Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Glad to have you along on this chilly Friday night here in Ross Township. It's absolutely warm in here. It's going to get a lot hotter here in about 10 minutes. As far as both teams are concerned, both teams are 4-4 coming into this ball game. The last time out, the Rams dropped their 4th in a row, losing to Oakwood last Tuesday, 58-44. David DeSalvo Perez led Ross with 15 points and 7 rebounds. Edgewood, meanwhile, lost to Baden in overtime back on December 21st of last year, 55-54. Caleb Allen had 16 for the Cougars. So as we bring in the head coach, Sean Van Winkle, Happy New Year. I haven't seen you in a while.
Jeff, I was getting ready to say the exact same thing to you, my man. Happy New Year, and what an electric rival night. In the GMC, we have East versus West. In the GCL, we have Moeller versus St. X. But in the SWOC and in Butler County, it's Ross versus Edgewood, baby. We have two very good young coaches. Coach Lane is somewhat a staple already. He's so young, but this is his 5th season already. And on the other side, we have a very young riser and Coach Osterman. It's his first year for Edgewood. Edgewood hasn't played since last Tuesday, and Ross is in somewhat of a stretch of tough games, losing 4 in a row. So tonight is going to be an electric night.
Well, we are expecting it here in Ross Township. And as we look ahead now, it's time for your keys to this ball game.
Absolutely. And for Ross tonight, Jeff, in order for Ross to come away with a victory, it's real simple with these 3 keys. They have to throw the theoretical first punch. What's that mean? Ross needs to start strong. And the 4 losses that Ross has had, they've averaged only 15 points in the first half. The number 2 thing is limit Allen. We're going to be saying Caleb Allen's name all night long. He essentially scores half of Edgewood's points. And then the 3rd thing for the Ross Rams, in order for them to win, they're going to have to execute very efficiently versus zones. Ross runs great man-to-man offense, and many teams are going to play zone and make Ross prove that they can shoot the 3 because they've been very inconsistent from the 3 this year.
Before we get to the other part of your keys, talking about Allen for a second, 21.5 points a ball game, has scored in double digits every game this season, including a season-high 30 a couple games ago.
And Jeff, we talked earlier during JV game, he does a lot of different ways, man. Tonight, look for Coach Osterman to post him up. They're going to try to get him the ball inside because Ross isn't a very big team. So going on with Edgewood there, talking to the keys of victory for Edgewood tonight and talking to Coach Osterman, they got to be ready, okay? What's that mean? They haven't played since last Tuesday. So they're itching to be ready, but they have to be ready to come out and play. The number 2 thing is to execute on the offensive end. The Edgewood Cougars are leading the SWOC in field goal percentage at 44.6, which means they have great shot selection and great ball reversal. The more you reverse the ball, the higher the points per possession goes. And the 3rd thing, Jeff, in order for Edgewood to win, hold Ross under 50 points. That's a goal for the Edgewood Cougars this year, which is interesting. Ross only averages 53.6. So if they get over that 50 threshold, Ross could win. But if Edgewood holds them under 50, it could be a Cougar victory tonight.
Before we head to a break, you had mentioned this about a 4-game losing streak here for the Ross Rams. In their 4 wins to start off the year, the season, they've outscored their opponents by 71 total points, 237-166. That's an average of 18 points a ball game. Now, in their 4 losses since, they've been outscored by 46 points. That's an average of 11.5 a ball game. They're either going to win big or lose big tonight.
Yeah, and when you're coaching basketball, Jeff, it's like a roller coaster anyway. But that right there is like the beast. You go up and then you drop down. So it's been a really tough. But Coach Lane came into the season very, very inexperienced. So they didn't know they were going to jump out the way they did. But look who they've played, Jeff. Fairfield. Taylor's a very, very good team. Oakwood, which me and you talked about, you're very familiar with. Oakwood's one of the best teams in the SWBL. So they haven't played slouches. They played some really, really good teams, and that's what Coach Lane wanted to do. Now, he didn't want to lose by 18 or 15.
Sure.
But hey, playing those teams are going to get these guys ready for the tournament.
Well, we're expecting a hot one here tonight. We'll take a short time out. When we return, We'll have a history lesson to you, a memory from the Chatterbox Sports Archive, along with starting lineups in the opening tip-off, right here on Chatterbox Plus. If you're ready now, let's give you the starting lineups here in this one. First for the home team, the Ross Rams at 4-4, 1-1 in the SWOC this year. David Lane, their head coach in his 5th year, 72-31. They won the SWOC title for the first time last year since 1994. 11 is Richie Jackson, 6 foot tall, a junior as a guard spot, and another guard, it's 21, Kellen Reed at 6'2", a junior. 23 is David DeSalvo Perez getting another start, 5'11", a senior. And 24, Aiden Brown, 6'1", a sophomore. Up front, it's number 25, Jeff Valentine at 6'3", a junior. He's the forward. For Edgewood at 4-4, 2-0 in the SWOC, Jason Osterman in his first year as the head coach, also at 4-4 on his career record. The guards are number 5, Jesse Thompson at 6 foot tall, a senior. 10 is Colton Hunt, 6'1", a junior. Dale Yager wears number 11, 6 foot tall, a senior. Branson Paulson, Peyton Smith's in the lineup, Peyton Smith at wearing number 3, a 6 foot tall junior, and up front, it's 15, Caleb Allen, 6 foot 4, a senior. One of the things that you had mentioned, Coach, as we bring you back in, is the thought that with the height and the relative lack thereof on both teams, that we'll see Caleb Allen down on the low block.
We will. We'll see him, I think, for the Cougars, posting up a lot. But the other guys, there's a couple guys I want to watch tonight, Coach, or Jeff, when I talked to Coach Osterman. Dale Yager, sharpshooter, transfer back from Kalawanda, really, really good player, gets the ball to the rim. Another one is a captain, number 5, senior Jesse Thompson, very good shooter. He's made 10 threes. But Yager, Allen, and Thompson are the captains, voted on by the players, according to Coach Osterman. And on the other side, when we talked about the Ross Rams a little bit, they're led by sophomore Aiden Brown, who can flat out play. He can play inside, outside, gets into the basket, played quarterback for the football team, played a little bit of wide out as well. And then you talked about DeSalvo Perez as well. Solid kid. He's a transfer from Lakota West. But here's the kid who needs to get going. Number 21, Kellen Reed. He had the most experience for the Rams coming back into this season. Hasn't had a great start to the year. He's been injured. He's battling a bunch of things. I hope he's healthy, because in order for the Ross Rams to have a really good run at this SWOC title, it's going to be Kellen Reed. He's got to really step up. That's Kellen, their announcer right there, number 21. Really, really good player for the Rams. And then this is DeSalvo Perez, number 23 as well.
The last time these two teams met, it was here in Ross Township. The Rams won on January 29, 2021, 45-41. Ross has won 2 in a row in this series. Edgewood last won in the series, as you had seen coming back from the last break, on January 24, 2020, 63-59 in overtime. It was Eric Brooks who hit the game, tying 3 at the buzzer to send the game into overtime. Can't wait for this one. Edgewood is in first place in the SWOC, 2-0, 4-4 overall. Ross is nipping at their heels. They're in a second place tie with Mount Healthy and Northwest at 1-1 in the conference. They are at 4-4 overall. So we see Colton Hunt down at the center jump circle, along with Jeff Valentine for the Ross Rams. We're starting to build a fever pitch here in Ross Township tonight. The tip is away, and away we go here from the home of the Rams. It's Edgewood with the ball first.
Ross opens up typical man-to-man, Jeff, like they always do. Very aggressive inside that NBA three-point line.
Caleb Allen, who we talked glowingly about here in the open, and now plays back outside. Thompson, free throw line now to Peyton Smith, and we got a whistle away from the post. Foul is on Kellen Reed. That's his first, the team's first.
Again, look for Edgewood to get high percentage shots, getting the ball reversed 2 or 3 times. That's why they lead the SWOC and field goal percentage.
Colton Hunt got a touch. Jesse Thompson driving, shot off. Here's the putback, 2-0 Edgewood. Scored by Colton Hunt to open things up here in Ross Township.
And on the other end, Jeff, we have the Edgewood Cougars open up man-to-man defense. They will play multiple defenses.
3 off the wing to give Ross the lead.
And that's who they need to get going in order for the Ross Rams to have a chance.
Kellen Reed averaging 6.5 points a ball game, 3-2 Ross.
And we got a close matchup here. DeSalvo Perez is drawing the assignment to guard Allen as they switch each screen, though, the Ross Rams. 3 from the corner to answer back Dale Yager. Dale Yager, great shooter. Again, we talked about him pre-game.
Second lead change of the ball game. Yager averaging about 11 points a ball game, 5-3 Edgewood. Minute and a half gone by. Here's the big man Valentine outside. 3, no good this time. Reed tried to sell the foul, nothing doing, and here comes Edgewood up by 2.
They really do a great job reversing the ball, Jeff.
Here's Yager on the move. To the rack he goes, off the mark. Too strong off the back iron, and the Ross Rams looking to tie things up or take a lead with the 3. Here's Valentine on outside. Richie Jackson gets a touch.
Ross running their Princeton offense. Good spacing and cutting.
Aiden Brown, mid-post, outside to the baseline. Here's a layup, no good for Richie Jackson. Edgewood wants to run a little bit. Controlled break, they'll have to wait. Drive Colton Hunt, the runner, no good. And Aiden Brown, the rebound for the Rams. And we see Brown, the quarterback, carry the ball.
You don't see that. You don't see that call very often in a varsity game, especially when he got no advantage. I mean, he's in the back court. Nobody's guarding him. There was no advantage. You'll call that if you get an advantage in the half court, but in the full court, you don't see that very, very often.
Still a 2-point affair. About 2.5 minutes gone on by here in this ball game. 5-3 Edgewood. They look inside. Low left in the score.
Again, establishing Allen inside. They set a lot of off-the-screen action, Edgewood Cougars do, especially to get Allen the ball.
Second in the league in scoring at 21.5 a ball game. Also leads the team in steals and rebounds, 7-2.
Rams are being very patient on offense.
Beg your pardon, 7-3. They had changed the scoreboard momentarily, and they realized it was a 3. Nowhere to go, but recovered. Richie Jackson plays back Aiden Brown, back out. Here's a step around by Jackson. Had it picked away initially, but a kickball.
Jackson has passed up a couple wide open threes, Jeff, which is a little bit uncharacteristic of Ross because they like to shoot the 3. And Richie Jackson is a pretty decent shooter for him. Shoots around 30% from the three-point line.
So both teams feeling themselves out right now as we come up on the halfway point of this first quarter. 4-point advantage, 3 on the way!
That was a great elevator screen, flare screen. A lot of times you can get that. That was a great screen right there by number 25 for the Ross Rams, Jeff Valentine.
1-point ball game.
Just great ball reversal for the Cougars.
3 straight on, a high arcing shot's no good for Yager. Recovered down low, but Thompson is stripped. But Edgewood stays up front. An open 3, right at the key, knock it down. Peyton Smith. Or was that 11?
I think it was Peyton Smith. That might have been his first made 3 of the year.
Meanwhile, DeSalvo Perez gets his first bucket.
Yeah, that was Peyton Smith's first made 3 of the year. He was 0 for 10, Jeff, prior to that shot. But that looked good.
It sure did. Well, when you're open, right, you're supposed to make them.
And it looked good. The form, everything looked good. DeSalvo Perez getting really tight on Allen, making him put the ball on the floor.
Good ball denial on that.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Yager outside, Colton Hunt. Checked out there by Aiden Brown. They play baseline. Yager stuck right in the lane, and we head the other way.
Aiden Brown with great defense there and for the Rams. It looked like they're driving baseline. Aiden Brown steps over, forces the turnover there for the Ross Rams.
We're tight here. We mentioned both teams feeling themselves out. Let's see if we get an open three here. Knock it down.
Notice the defense. The Cougars were in a 2-3 zone there, Jeff.
Richie Jackson logs on from long range, and Ross retakes the lead.
Forcing Ross to hit a three over top that zone. Jackson, I talked earlier, I thought he passed up 2 threes. He couldn't pass that one up. That was a great inside out by the Ross Rams.
Sometimes it's a matter of about your feet getting set,
You got to
right?
be ready, yeah. And like you said earlier, for the Cougars, number 3, Smith, he was ready for the shot. He was open. I'm impressed with the Cougars early, Jeff, with their offense. They're very, very patient.
It's Peyton Smith up top, checked out there by Aiden Brown. Here's Allen driving, drops it off. Smith, low left hand, no good, off the rim, but Edgewood retains. Here's Smith, a three! He knocks it down!
It's his second 3 of the year. That's the best time to shoot a 3, Jeff, is on an offensive rebound. That was a long rebound. A lot of times that's the best time to get a wide open look.
Smith has 6, and it's a 4th lead change of this ballgame with 1:51 to go here in this first.
The Cougars are playing man. They're out of their 2-3 zone now.
Reed to Jackson. And he calls for Aiden Brown to come back between the circles. DeSalvo Perez, who had 15 against Oakwood.
Yeah, they run a little isolation play for him there. Ross takes their time here.
They're really trying to work for a good shot, and they haven't found anything yet.
Switching defenses can throw you off and slow you down as they're trying to run what they call Memphis now, which is dribble drive
Here's
action.
the fadeaway for Reed. He can't get it to drop. Peyton Smith, who's got the hot hand, dribbles it up front. Jesse Thompson gets a touch, and now it's Caleb Allen. He's had a 30-point ball game to his credit so far this season. Yager back out. It's Thompson in the paint and steps.
Walked again. Ross with good help side defense there. And that's 2 Cougar travels in the half court, which Coach Osterman's not going to be happy about. Got a couple subs coming in. Got one for the Cougars. Looks like number 21's coming into the game.
Evan Schwartz is 6'2", a junior listed as a forward, averaging about 2 points a ball game. As we come up on 40 seconds to go here in this fast-moving first quarter. We've had 4 lead changes so far in this ball game. It's Reed stuck in the paint.
Yeah, they're trying to get paint touches. The way the Ross Rams run this, what they call Memphis offense, it's a spread offense, Jeff. Just spacing, no off-the-ball screening. It's just dribble drive, try to get into the paint, draw 2, kick it out.
Edgewood playing great defense. 10 seconds to go.
High ball screen here.
Kellen Reed, and we got a little hand check on Mason Moore. So Mason's into the ball game. He came in on that last dead ball. He picks up his first, and both teams saddle with 1.
They'll run a high ball screen usually the end of the quarter here.
Four seconds to go. Here's Reed, the drive, and a foul before the shot, and 1! The call on the continuation, and we're tied.
Kellen Reed rejects the screen. Watch this, Jeff. He rejects the ball screen, then hits the gap with his left arm, and then a left-hand finish. What an excellent move by Kellen Reed. Rejecting that ball screen and then burying a shooter in the corner where you can't help. That was a great read by the junior, Kellen Reed.
Fouls on Moore. That's his second quick. Reed will give his team the lead. And the ball's worked in, and we're through the end of 1 period here on Chatterbox Plus. 14-13, a close encounter so far here in this one. Partner, we've had 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise you or I. Kellen Reed for the Rams, I talked about him a little bit. Again, rejects this high ball screen, gets the gap. You got that shooter buried in the left corner, which is Nunn. Remember that name?
Yes.
Nunn. His brother last year was an excellent player for the Rams.
I believe Sam was a couple years in starting for the team.
And then Isaac is now getting some playing time for the varsity, number 5.
It's Valentine as we resume action. DeSalvo Perez, who made his first start against Oakwood, led the team in points and rebounds. And this one tapped out, and here comes Edgewood, down by 1. And we had a comedy of errors and a travel. Evan Schwartz tried to get hold of it left of the lane and took extra steps.
Yeah, Schwartz is a tight end for the football team. They don't throw a ton at Edgewood, so maybe his hands aren't as good as most. But if you ask him to go out there and block somebody, Jeff, I'm sure he could probably block a trap sweep or something. But
by the way, got to say hello to Kenyon Cummins, who we really love over at Chatterbox Sports.
Oh, yeah.
The head coach of the football team. DeSalvo Perez pops 15 feet away, off the mark, too strong off the front lip.
A lot of off-the-ball screening for the Cougars. Quite frankly, Jeff, I love that kind of offense. Off-the-ball screening, down screens, flare screens, staggered doubles.
If it's a screen, you love it.
I love it.
Here's Allen and a push.
Yep.
Or no, they're going to call it the block. So I thought I saw Allen put out that left elbow, and I thought they were going to give him the charge. Instead, it's a defensive foul.
Yeah.
Fouls on Valentine, that's his first.
Good minutes by Isaac Nunn, who just went out, and we got Richie Jackson coming back in for the Ross Rams as the Cougars set up their offense. They'll run some set plays, but everything is going to go through number 15. He's going to touch the ball each time down the court.
Team fouls are even at 2 apiece. Yager playing. Peyton Smith, who's had the hot hand so far. A couple threes made tonight. Back to Yager, returns Smith straight on 3, off the front lip. Valentine thought about chasing it down. Instead, it's just a Ross possession.
Yeah, Edgewood's trying to get the ball reversed a couple times, then pin Allen inside and post him up. But the Rams had great help side defense there.
By the way, we just got a look at the head coach, David Lane. 31 years young and awfully spry on that little bounce pass on that back line.
Coach Lane was an excellent, excellent basketball player here for the Ross Rams back in the day.
Aiden Brown turns it over. It's a 3-on-1 for Edgewood. Yager low left scores.
Nice little bounce pass, good finish by Yager.
And we now have a 6th lead change tonight at 15-14. Well, you and I expected this one to be a close one, and so far it's lived up to it.
Absolutely. They're just two teams that know each other pretty well. Coach Osterman in his first year, but he's doing a lot of stuff former Coach Thomas did as well. So
DeSalvo Perez knocks down a 3.
Great pass. Great pass by Valentine finding the shooter. But Coach Thomas, who was the former coach for the Edgewood Cougars, Jeff, the winningest coach in Edgewood history is Coach John Thomas. Just retired last year. Congratulations on an excellent career in coaching.
Oh, look at this move. To the rack and in for Peyton Smith. 8 for Smith. We're tied up. This is our first tie of the ball game, by the way, after 7 lead changes.
Yeah, Smith only averaging 6 a game already with 8 here early in the second quarter for the Cougars. Very impressed.
Edgewood trying to post up Valentine, though he's been stuck up around the free throw line.
That's the pinch post area. They love to throw it to him there.
3 for DeSalvo.
Who set the screen, Jeff? Valentine. He had an assist. He had the screen on Reed's flare earlier. He just set a great screen for DeSalvo Perez. Those things can't be unnoticed when you got a guy out there that does all the things that I call glue plays.
So DeSalvo Perez gets his second trifecta, and here's the answer back.
Hunt with a big 3 there.
With a long ball tonight.
Looks like he gets his feet set here at the top. They're moving the ball. Steps up. Bam. 1-2 steps right into it, Jeff. As we got a 30-second timeout here.
And while we have some time, we can talk a little bit about the shooting piece of it. I want to go back to what you were talking about on our right, where Jackson was passing up a couple threes from the corner, and then he had one late in the first where he was up towards the wing and knocked it down. I thought it was because his feet was set, and the thing that nobody talks about enough is the need to get your feet set and getting ready to shoot.
Yeah, you got to be ready to shoot before the ball arrives. You got to have your feet ready, your hands ready. Everything's got to be ready before the ball gets to you. If you catch and then decide you're going to shoot, it's too late. And to your point, Geoff, which I'm very impressed with what you just called out. To your point, he wasn't ready to shoot those first two, so he didn't take it. And so, but he was when the Cougars were playing his own. No different than for the Cougars on Smith at the top. His feet were ready, looked good, knocks it down.
Partner, I'm going to pay you a compliment. I've had a really good teacher for the last year.
Yeah, right. So they're coming out man-to-man here. I thought Coach Osterman would maybe mix up his defenses here, but he's going to stick with the man-to-man.
Valentine has it now to the free throw line, gives it back outside. Three from the corner! Boy, are they hot!
What a set play for Coach Lane coming out of a timeout. A high handoff with one of your best players driving to the rim, and Aiden Brown's an excellent passer, and Reed early has 8 already.
Caleb Allen knocking down Aiden Brown, and we head the other way. The three ball has been really prolific through this first half. Partner, obviously you and I have fond memories of a game from last season. It was in what was the Lakota West sectional, but it was over at Fairfield, and it was because it was Lakota West and Mason. And we were talking about the number of made threes. This one so far has compared with it.
It does, and Ross shoots a ton of threes. As Aiden Brown
to the rack,
misses the shot. But that was a Kellen Reed layup because his guy was not going to leave him. So Brown had a great drive to the basket.
Thompson off the high screen. Colton Hunt, top of the key. 3:30 to go till halftime, 23-20. It's been a fun one here in Ross Township tonight. Here's Allen on the move. Checked out there by Reed. Now sets the screen. Oh, nice little give back and a score.
Yeah, a little give and go there, old school style with the assist there. That was nice.
Jesse Thompson scores for the first time tonight, 23-22. The home team with the lead in the ball. Jackson sets a screen to Salvo Perez. Here's a three from the corner, and no good for Kellen Reed, but they retain possession. Brown with disdain, three, and they'll reset.
Running 5 out. Now they got Jackson in the short corner.
Isaac Nunn on the drive on the curl. Three on the outside, and another one for DeSalvo Perez.
Coach Lane has found some stuff offensively, just spreading it out, running their Memphis offense, getting into the gap, and DeSalvo Perez with a nice three.
Three off the wing to answer back, no good for Thompson, and we got a foul down in the paint. Yeah. 2:22 left to go. Partner, I got to talk to you about this. I love the setup there by Nunn on the curl cut to set up the pass.
It did, and Nunn is a little bit different than Sam Nunn, but he is a younger brother. He is a pretty good heady player, and he knows DeSalvo Perez has got the hot hand. So he got into the paint, kicked it out to him. Only a sophomore, but a very, very heady sophomore.
(26-22). The long ball has been effective. Here's DeSalvo Perez back outside. Three on the way! Are you kidding me? Kellen Reed again!
They are shooting the ball well tonight.
29-22. This is the biggest lead of the ball game at 7 points.
The Cougars trying to run a little high. UCLA cut for Allen to get him on the block. They got to get him some shots. Ross doing a great job getting two people on him.
Allen top of the key. Yager comes back up on top, and now Peyton Smith. Smith's been the surprise tonight. 8 first half points. They're trying to get Allen going. He drives, he pumps. 18 feet away, missed, fired on the shot, but the rebound by Colton Hunt and no reset.
Effort rebound, Geoff. Effort rebound by Hunt, who's a multi-sport athlete, very good baseball player, got some scholarship offers. Just a great effort rebound on the offensive end.
Hunt plays, Thompson. Smith stuck on the baseline, low left, he stepped out.
The Rams are not helping off on Allen at all. They're not helping off, they're denying him the ball or trying to deny him the ball, and they keep switching who they're putting on him, Geoff. Kind of wearing him down a little bit as he drives baseline there, steps out of bounds. Baseline is the defender. and Coach Lane is teaching his guys to force him to that baseline, and he stepped right out of bounds.
Partner, you and I got a chance to talk about points per quarter, and this was the biggest deficit quarter of the year for Edgewood. 3 again! You gotta be kidding me! Kellen Reed for his 4th tonight.
He's on fire, boy. I challenged him, Geoff. He hasn't had a good start to the year. And he come out tonight. He might be healthy, too, which will help. And he is on fire. They're doing a great job of finding him.
Our first double-digit lead of this ball game at 32-22. They whip it inside. Low left and one! Peyton Smith, low left, will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point try.
Nice post feed. Edgewood's doing a great job with these back screens and guys cutting down in to the paint. Nice little post feed there, score right over top Valentine. They're doing a good job of going from the outside to the inside, the Edgewood Cougars. And what a start for Peyton Smith, who he shoots 81% from the foul line. But what a start for Peyton Smith. He's a junior for the Cougars.
He got the bonus.
He's got 10 of their 25. 11, I'm sorry. 11 of their 25. Last shot here, I would assume. 21 seconds to go.
With the way this game has gone, if there's an open 3 and a steal. Caleb Allen on the pickpocket. Drives right of the lane, and he was tripped up. A little push by DeSalvo Perez right of the lane with 10.4 left to go.
That's the 4th team foul for the Ross Rams in the open court. Look for the Cougars to take it out. When I watched some tape the other day, Geoff, they do a lot of things for Allen coming right back in. So he's going to throw it in. He's going to throw it in play, and he's either going to step back in and post up. They're going to run him off some screens. But look for him to come right back in and try to get the ball. But Ross plays a zone.
Outside, 3, a high arcing shot for Yager, no good. Yager to the rack and in. And that's the way this first half ends. Mercy, partner. We saw a barrage of threes here so far tonight.
And Cougars, like we just showed on the replay, Cougars are trying to pound that ball inside tonight, Geoff.
13 made threes in this first half. And through 16 minutes of play, we've got a 5-point ball game here in Ross Township, 32-27. We'll take a timeout here and come back, review the first half, and look ahead to half number 2 when we return on Chatterbox Plus. Mere moments away from the start of the second half here in Ross Township, and boy, have we had a really fun one through 16 minutes. 32-27, the home team leading Edgewood so far, along with Sean Van Winkle, the coach. I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. Kellen Reed was par excellence back in that first half.
He was, and we talked about him before the game. I said, you know, he struggled a little bit to start the season. A lot of it was injuries, sickness, whatever it may be. He's back tonight, and he's having a heck of a game. And for the Ross Rams, Coach Lane wanted to throw that theoretical first punch and start strong, and the Ross Rams did that. He wanted to limit Allen as well as a key to the game. Allen, guys, 2 points. That's all Allen has right now, 2 points. Now, you and I both know, because you got some really good statistics, these two coaches are known to make adjustments at halftime.
Well, the third quarter is the strongest quarter for both teams. Ross this season through 8 games in point differential, and this is total here.
Yeah.
Plus 29. Edgewood is plus 24.
Yeah. Again, we talked about it, and that's a great stat, and that shows me that Coach Lane and Coach Osterman are very, very good at halftime adjustments. So what are they going to do? They have to get Allen going, the Cougars do, because the thing that Coach wanted to do is he wanted to make sure that they were ready to play. I think they were. Ready to play. I mean, I know they haven't played since last Tuesday against Baden, tough game, but I felt like the Cougars came out ready to play, and they want to execute well on offense because they do a good job of passing the ball back and forth. But, you know, it was a great first half for both teams, and again, it's been all Kellen Reed for the Ross Rams for the first half of this game.
18 of their 32 points.
Unreal.
We had 7 lead changes and 2 ties. We're hoping for something equally as good here for the next 16 minutes. And something to be said about this 5-point margin. There was a 9-2 run by the home team to go up by double digits, by 10 points. That's the biggest lead of this ball game. And then to close out the first half, it was a 5-0 run for Edgewood to cut that lead in half.
Happened on some offensive rebounding. And look right now to see what Coach Osterman does here to start the half as they get the ball here, the Cougars, to start the third quarter.
Dale Yager triggers, and away we go here in half number 2. Edgewood goes left to right. Peyton Smith, 10 first half points. Gives it up, gets it back, knocked away.
Notice the way the Ross Rams are playing defense. Everybody's in great help side except for Aiden Brown, who's guarding Allen.
And a good left hand on defense by Richie Jackson to deny. As we resume, slide out of bounds from your top. Caleb Allen pumps 3 right of the key, off the mark. He is still cold.
Great effort by Hunt.
Here's a drive, baseline, and a score. Jesse Thompson.
What a great effort rebound by Hunt. And then Thompson attacking the long closeout, which is often the best time to do it, Jeff, is the close. Guy's got a long closeout because he's in the help side. He went right past the Ross defender as they run a little set play here for Kellen Reed to start.
Ball's deflected out by Peyton Smith. We stay up front. 40 seconds gone on by. 3-point margin here for the home team, the Ross Rams. We mentioned David Lane back in the first half. Jason Osterman, who's in his first year as a varsity head coach, had served, I believe, 6 years as an assistant?
Coach Osterman?
Yes.
Yes.
To John Thomas, who you had talked about very glowingly, and we did love John when he coached.
Coach Lane did it the same way. You know, Jeff, I love that about Ross and Edgewood. They promoted within. It's the way they should do it. 2 young coaches, both got promoted within.
Long outlet, Yager. Thinking baseline, shut off there by Kellen Reed, who's been the star of this ball game.
Aiden Brown just getting on the high side there of Allen.
Allen sets the high screen for Peyton Smith. And Yager shut off, and great defense so far by by Ross. Allen on the stop and go. Nice drop off for the block.
Salvo Perez with a nice block.
He rejected Thompson. 3 for DeSalvo Perez.
Kellen Reed finding Perez in transition, got his feet set. He had that great block down there, then ran the floor, Jeff.
That's the 14th make from behind the arc tonight between both teams. 35-29.
They're trying to isolate Allen anywhere they can.
3 straight on, too long for Caleb Allen. They work in, Valentine low right. We had talked to your daughter, Mia Van Winkle, and she had specifically pointed out Jeff Valentine prior to the ball game. He gets his first deuce.
She loves his energy. We come to a lot of Ross games as Allen posts up down there.
The wraparound, and they play around the arc. Here's a straight on 3. It's too long for Yager. Here's the putback.
Look who gets it. Hunt with another offensive rebound. Kind of a garbage player in some ways for the Cougars as Reed's wide open.
Here's a long 3!
Timeout, Cougars.
Kellen Reed with his 5th trifecta. He's got 21. Timeout with 5:14 to go here in this third. Mercy.
Nobody guarding Reed. He steps up and knocks it down. Coach Osterman wanted the timeout. Coach Lane called the timeout off a made shot, which drives me nuts. But he called a timeout. I think they charged it to Coach Lane, but Coach Osterman was yelling for a timeout as well. Jeff, you can't lose Kellen Reed in transition defense, and that's what Coach Osterman's saying. Guys, how in the world are we going to let him walk up and just shoot a wide open 3?
So Reed had a career high in points against Oakwood with 14. He has obliterated that tonight.
Yeah, 21 now, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he's capable, very capable. Plays great offseason AAU basketball. Very capable player. Plays for Coach Price from Oak Hills in the Shining Stars program, AAU.
Mike Price, obviously a favorite of this Chatterbox Sports crew. Out of the timeout, here's Edgewood with the ball, down by 9.
You can hear the Ross student section below us, Jeff, getting a little bit loud. Coach Lane challenged them to show up because they have not been to the many games this year.
Thompson misfires on the 15. Thank you very much.
The Herd is the name of the student section, and they've been challenging him. Coach Bear, Mr. Beck, he's an assistant AD here. He's giving out pizza and tickets to get students at these games, and what a great thing for the Ross Rams as the Cougars are in a 1-3-1. This is a great defense to cover the 3, Jeff. Great move by Coach Osterman. That's a contested one. He still made it.
The corner of DeSalvo Perez.
He still made it. It was a contested 3, and DeSalvo Perez knocks it down from the corner pocket.
This is the biggest lead of the ball game at 43-31, a 12-point margin. Right now, Ross is living on threes.
They are.
3 right of the key, a little short for Hunt.
Rebound, Aiden Brown. We haven't talked a lot about Aiden Brown tonight, but I'm telling you right now, he's the guy guarding Allen. Aiden Brown is guarding Allen. Allen has 2 points.
Here's another long 3. Are you kidding? Kellen Reed, you unconscious.
Coach Osterman just gives that shrug like, what in the world's going on? The Rams have not shot this way all year long.
24 for Reed. 15-point margin. Mercy. Here's Allen left of the lane to the rack. He goes and 1.
What a great take. What a great take for what could be the SWOC player of the year. Watch him slide at the end to prevent this charge. He slides his body, Allen, knocks it down. Reed comes over. When you try to take a charge, Jeff, which is one of the best plays in basketball, you got to meet him outside the lane. And Reed was right on that lane line. Wasn't able to get to him as Allen steps up. He's pretty much automatic from the foul line.
Well, he's shooting 81% at the stripe this year, and he cuts the lead back to 12. And we've got a little hand check moving forward, I believe. So Peyton Smith guilty of a little hand check. That's his first. Fouls were not an issue in the first half. Only 4 apiece in half number 1, and we have 1 apiece up on the board right now.
Yeah, very clean game by both teams as the Cougars are back in man and the Ross Rams are running dribble drive.
15-footer for DeSalvo Perez.
Perez and Reed are feeling it tonight. Look where Aiden Brown is denying. He's not in help. He's sitting down. He's one of the best athletes at Ross, going against one of the best players in Butler County, and Caleb Reed.
Allen outside. Yager from the corner.
Reed's doing, I tell you, Allen's doing a great job of finding these teammates. If they're going to take him away, other guys have got to step up. Yager's capable of doing that.
48-37.
What a block.
Allen with a block. Down the lane. Little hesitation dribble. Oh, drops it off. Nice weight. Patience pays off for Jesse Thompson.
Allen with 2 straight assists for the Edgewood Cougars. He's more than just a shooter, guys.
Cuts it back to within double digits. It's a 9-point contest. Well, if the shots aren't falling, you got to create some other ways, right?
Absolutely.
Here's DeSalvo Perez, and he can't get the mid-range jumper to fall this time. Well, I guess it's because he's not outside the arc.
Right.
So between he and Kellen Reed, they have 12 makes from behind the arc. Oh, what a spin move for Allen, but he can't finish. Ball intended up for Aiden Brown, but here comes Edgewood back on the takeaway by Thompson. 3 on the way, and here comes Edgewood.
What a great shot by Jesse Thompson.
His first tray of the night, give him 9 and back to 6.
Watch this pass, feet set, Jesse Thompson, bam. I tell you what, Jeff, we got some 3-point shooting players tonight. It's been fun to watch. Holy cow.
Are you a fan of the skills competition in the NBA All-Star?
I love that. Yeah, I love
So
it.
the 3-point shooting contest, which had been a favorite of a long time, this is what that feels like tonight.
Absolutely. You know what you just brought up is something that was really neat. Ross does an alumni basketball tournament every year in March, and they have a 3-point contest. A young 8th grader 3 years ago won that contest. Kellen Reed.
Oh.
He won the three-point contest at the Ross Alumni Basketball Tournament. Now, I have a team in that tournament, Jeff, because I graduated from here. But I actually coached that team as well because I don't want to tear my ACL or anything.
Brown down in Richie Jackson, low right, and they'll wait back outside. Kellen Reed, who's been the star tonight, has the ball now. He penetrates, and now just a little reach in.
Yeah,
Colton Hunt.
Reed doing a good job of trying to get into the paint. I really like Hunt's energy, Jeff. I mean, he is playing with lots of energy. He's got 3 fouls. I'd give him a little break. They're on defense right now. It's a great move by Coach Osterman. Get him out, let him get a break, but you're not going to leave him out long because the Cougars are not going to win with Hunt sitting on the bench.
Hunt sits, 4 team fouls, under a minute to play here in this third. Here's an 18-footer off the mark for Isaac Nunn. We love his older brother Sam, who started for this team for a couple of years, and Caleb Allen comes up a little gimpy as he ran into the Ross table.
Yeah, Isaac went over and thought he was going to get an angle to steal the ball, but he chucked him into the coaching section there. Sophomore hitting on a senior. But, yeah, Isaac Nunn is a great player, heady player. He got a great feel for the game, just like his brother Sam, who's at Rose-Hulman University.
Evan Schwartz back in the game, and we stop action with 42.4.
Allen's still shook up.
Yeah.
He's still shook up. And he may have hit him in the nose because he keeps grabbing his eye. You get popped in the nose like that, it takes you a little bit. And he's kind of, looks like he's grabbing his eyes, and the coach is down there.
Makes you wonder if it's a nose or a contact lens.
Yeah.
I think it's more the nose. I think that's what he's pointing more to, but he does come out.
Coach Hargrave, the JV coach down there with him.
Peyton Smith out to Dale Yager, lost the ball with 31.1, and we've got a whistle.
Oh, he might have missed it. That was a clean steal by Reed. He comes in, he's ready, pokes it in with his right hand, watch, boop, steals the ball. Bad call. Bad call. But here, Allen got a quick break, 8 seconds?
Yeah, pretty much.
8 seconds went off the clock. That was a bad call by the referee. That's 2 of them. He's the one that made the carrying call, too. But
that's 3 now on Ross. That's the 3rd on Reed. Allen is back in. We're glad to see that he's all right. Schwartz straight on for 3 off the front lip. The rebound to DeSalvo Perez, who's been really, really good tonight.
He's been good. So is the guy with the ball, and he just got ripped.
Here's a 2-on-1 to the rack.
Great.
Dale Yager with 2 more.
Yager with the pick right in the middle of the court. 5 seconds.
Nunn outside, 3 from the corner. This is too short for Aiden Brown. 3 popped up, no good for Isaac Nunn, and we go to the 4th. 8 more minutes left to go here in Ross Township. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Plus. Our producer tonight, the long-haired curly guy here, Joe Meehan, and our videographer tonight is Ian Callmeyer.
Jeff, I really like to talk about the assistant coaches. Coach Miners, the varsity assistant, one of them. Coach Brown for the Ross Rams. And on the Cougars side, Coach P-Rat and Coach Belton. Those are the guys that get these teams ready. These good, hard-nosed, hard-working assistant coaches.
48-44. Ross with the ball and the lead as Valentine has it on the high block.
Middle flare there. I like to see Valentine set that screen instead of slip as Brown gets into the paint.
15-footer off the glass and nothing else. Here's Allen, a bolt of silk down the lane to the rack he goes.
What a great move. What a great move. All of a sudden, Allen's got 7. He's coming alive. If anybody can take over a game, it's the reigning 2-time first-team All-SWOC player and Caleb Allen.
Brown driving baseline is rejected from behind by Allen.
Looks like number 3 for the Cougars, Peyton Smith, fouled him as he, watch Allen in transition here, slides through. How in the world did he make that shot? Because Brown played great D in transition, and he just kind of slid through as Aiden Brown steps up for the Ross Rams, who shoots 68%, hits the first one. You know, he's had a quiet game offensively, but Aiden Brown's been the one who's been trying to limit Caleb Allen tonight, and he's been doing a great job defensively.
Ross this year as a team shooting 67% from the line, makes them both. Back to a two-position ball game as we come up on a minute gone by here in this decisive fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Allen, they play on. Three on the way, too long.
I like what Coach Osterman's doing. He's screening Brown and forcing Ross to switch and trying to find a mismatch.
They play down low. Yager is blocked by DeSalvo Perez. Here comes Ross on a 3-on-3. And now they'll have to wait.
Great defense. One more. There it is.
Three from the corner. No good.
Look at this.
Time. None. And this one, no good. Allen the rebound. And a little bit of shoving down on the high post.
Coach Osterman wanting that call all the way down. A lot of hand checking.
No kidding.
You're supposed to call the hand check. A lot of hand checking there, and they finally called it.
That's two on David DeSalvo Perez. I thought they were going to get the first push, and when Allen said, oh, we're going to play on, and he just played on, then another push came.
Yeah, they run this zone underneath here, then they match up man-to-man. The Ross Rams is Edgewood's keeping it spread out.
Mason Moore back into this ball game. Got a quick touch. Evan Schwartz does the same.
Watch Allen over there on the weak side. He's going to slip down into the block.
This one blocked out of bounds by Valentine.
I'll tell you what, Jeff. I'm looking at Allen, and I'm watching him, and he's grabbing his nose, and he's squinting his eyes. He's still doing it.
Yep.
I'm not sure he's 100% right now, which is not good, and they're trapping there.
They work around the arc. Peyton Smith disdains three, drives to the rack and one!
If you look at the weak side, if they replay that here, this is a Caleb Allen bucket. Because he's on the weak side block, and Richie Jackson's like, I'm not leaving him. And then he gets a layup. Jackson was not going to leave Caleb Allen there, and that was a great take by Peyton Smith, who's a junior for the Cougars.
2 on none. Team fouls are even at 5 with 6:03 left to go. And a big, old-fashioned three-point opportunity for Peyton Smith, who's been a surprise tonight. 13 points, now make it 14.
Been a real steady player for the Cougars. Coach loves him. Talked a lot about him when we had our phone interview, and he's a player. He's a junior, but he's a basketball guy.
Drive, read, shut off.
See, Ross is spreading out here, trying to get into the paint.
DeSalvo Perez, the runner, too long off the back iron. Valentine gets it low left, and this one, last touch by Valentine. While we have a moment on the dead ball, gotta say hello. We already said hello to your daughter, Mia Van Winkle. We also got a chance to say hello to your better half, Amanda.
She's here
and
tonight.
your boy, Charlie.
Now, Amanda is a physical therapist, works with all the Miami athletes, but she also worked with Caleb Allen, who had a nasty knee surgery. She wanted to come see him play tonight.
3 straight on for Jesse Thompson, and the lead changes.
It changed quick, and there's guys stepping up for the Cougars.
Back the other way, Reed's 3 is too long. It's an Edgewood possession. We've had 8 lead changes tonight. Smith. Allen will reset. As we come up on...
Yep, they're not going to let Allen score. They're not letting Allen score. They're going to force other people to do it.
3 again, too long this time for Thompson.
What a great coach. Did you see what Coach Lane did? He doubled Allen and made somebody else try to beat him as
Valentine to the hole.
Valentine scoring. That's rolling the dice. Coach Lane by doubling Allen. What a great score down there for Valentine.
3rd tie of this ball game.
Cougars are trying to call a timeout. They want a full. Yep.
And they get a full here with 4:25 left to go. We've had 8 lead changes and 3 ties so far
what
here
a
in
nice
this ball
bounce
game.
pass by Jackson to Valentine to score there, Jeff.
Coming up for both these teams, A game tomorrow for Ross. You'd think they'd get some time off after a game like this. No, they'll head to East Central in Indiana tomorrow, and then it'll be another 4 days. On the 11th, it'll be a visit, or actually a home appearance for Edgewood against Mount Healthy.
Against Mount Healthy, yeah.
And you and I had a fun time watching Robbie Cass a couple weeks ago.
He can play. I mean, who's going to – I mean, that's your two leading scorers in the SWOC, Cass and Allen. What a great game that will be. And I talked to Coach Osterman about the conference, and he says if we're able to get one at Ross, we feel like we're in the driver's seat in a little bit of way there.
Right.
You know, the Edgewood Cougars have never won a SWOC basketball championship. I mentioned that to Coach Osterman. I thought he was going to punch me in the head. Through the phone. But no, they have not won a SWOC. As many great teams as Coach Thomas had, the SWOC, Coach Carmichael at Mount Healthy won a couple titles. Argentati, Northwest. Coach Lane won one last year. It's hard to win a league title in the SWOC. It's so balanced.
Just ask the Ross Rams. They finally won one after a long drought last season.
Absolutely.
Now, they had an excellent senior-laden team. I believe, Max Stepanek was.
Oh, Stepanek, he's in the house tonight, right behind the bench over there. Plays for Ohio Dominican, having a great freshman year for Ohio Dominican. As they get to Salvo, they're throwing all kinds of people. Valentine, Brown, DeSalvo Perez, all on Caleb Allen trying to wear him out.
3 from the corner again from Thompson. This time he leaves it short. Allen fights for the rebound, and it's chased down by Ross. They're trying to take a lead here on this possession. DeSalvo Perez up high. And Aiden Brown will back up and reset.
Yeah, they're running their Memphis. Look how spread out it is. They're face guarding DeSalvo Perez and Reed.
Skip pass, and now they work inside for Valentine and a travel.
They're face guarding DeSalvo Perez and Reed, and they're not letting those two guys get shots. A little chess match. Coach Osterman is throwing a little bit right back at Coach Lane and what he's doing. It's almost like a triangle and two. Mm-hmm. You have 3 guys kind of playing a zone. But they're face guarding as the Cougars come down here. They're looking to run a set play. And
Thompson.
They're looking to post up Allen.
Allen's low right.
They're going to try to get it reversed.
Thompson off the high screen. Smith with 13 in the book. Back to Thompson. Low right. Shut off there by Kellen Reed. Allen getting pushed.
What a steal.
What a steal. Here comes DeSalvo Perez. To the rack he goes.
What a switch steal there. Jumped the lane and gets the steal. DeSalvo Perez with a little coming out party for the Ross Rams.
We officially have our 9th lead change of the night. Allen got away with maybe perhaps steps.
Yeah, maybe got pushed too, as Brown is all over him.
3 off the wing, too long for Peyton Smith. And the 3 ball starting to fade away a bit for both teams.
Well, Ross is forcing other people to try to beat him, and they're rolling the dice, and the Cougars have got a little cool here.
Here's Brown, the team's leading scorer at 12.5 a ball game. Outside to DeSalvo Perez. His 3 is too long and too flat.
That's a great pass by Brown.
Peyton Smith did a great job on the sideline. Side pocket left to save the possession. Allen will reset things as we come up on 2 minutes to play. He drives, he kicks. The 3 off the wing, too long. Off the back iron. Tap once and saved by DeSalvo Perez. Off to Valentine. Allen steals.
Oh, we got a timeout.
And a timeout.
He got it. What a move by Coach Lane. He might have tackled that referee to get that timeout, but he got it. Valentine had control. Mm-hmm. He had control. It's a 30-second timeout. And as soon as he got control, Coach Lane almost tackled that poor referee. But look what Ross is doing. They're forcing Allen to pass. They're forcing him to get rid of the ball. They're not letting him get comfortable. And Ross is rolling the dice. And all of a sudden now the Cougars are a little bit cold, and they're getting open shots. But, hey, they got guys that can shoot. Yager can shoot the ball. Obviously, Smith's had a great game tonight. Those guys can shoot, but they're making them shoot. So this is what a balanced scoring attack by the Cougars tonight, as well as they got a few guys in in double digits.
Somewhat unintended, obviously, right? Because
Yep.
you would think with Caleb Allen coming in, averaging 21.5 a ball game, other than this ball game, he has not scored below double digits this year. Right now, he's at 7 points.
He is. And I'd be shocked if he doesn't get over double digits, but you never know.
But he's contributed in other ways. Steals, blocks, assists.
Yep, defense. As they're running, look at the screen now. DeSalvo Perez and Kellen Reed are essentially in a triangle too. They're guarding them. They're guarding those two, face guarding them, and they're going to force Richie Jackson, Valentine, and Brown to score. And quite frankly, none of those guys have got a ton of points tonight.
Fouls on Peyton Smith on the reach around. That's
6.
his third, and now there's no more fouls to give. The rest of the way, it'll be 1 in the bonus.
Yep.
Reed triggers. Aiden Brown collects and dribbles.
Playing a little 3-man game with Aiden Brown.
Nice screen by Reed. Jackson stuck. DeSalvo Perez.
You don't have to
Resets.
shoot.
No, you got to lead. The drop-off intended for Valentine, picked away, and guess who? It's Allen down the lane. He pops and he drops it off. Here's the shot put up too long. Allen rebounds it. He'll put it back up. He's rejected by Valentine. Outside, 3 on the way, too long for Thompson. The putback is no good for Mason.
What a
Moore.
pass!
And here's the throw up front and a foul.
What a pass by Perez. That's supposed to be Aiden Brown throwing passes like that. He's the quarterback. Watch Perez get the ball. Full length of the pass. Right to Richie Jackson. What a great pass to look ahead. That's supposed to be Aiden Brown, Jeff. He's the quarterback. Richie Jackson sticks up for the Rams.
So that's 4, by the way, on Colton Brown, and it is 1 of the bonus the rest of the way. So as we had talked about with free throws throughout our part of the season so far, the way we've seen free throw shooting so far, those 1 of the bonuses are no gimme.
They're not. And there you go. He shoots 63%, missed the front end.
Allen, another rebound for Edgewood.
Those things can hurt you.
He drives to the rack. He goes and ties it up. 9 for Allen. We're tied at 54. You play for a final shot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's over 50. Coach Osterman wanted to keep the Rams under 50. It's over with 28 seconds. Create space. Coach Lane's telling him.
Here's Reed, the throw on the skip pass, and they'll reset in a timeout. With 17.3, you get to set up a play here and win the ball game.
Who are they going to? It's a full timeout.
You know, I know he hasn't shot the ball, I think, almost at all in the last 5 minutes, but I go back to Kellen Reed.
Kellen Reed, DeSalvo Perez, one of the two, but look for the offensive rebound. Now, if you're Coach Lane, you want to take the last shot, Jeff, with about 18 seconds to go here, but you want to shoot with a 4-5, give yourself a shot at an offensive rebound, and that's where a guy like Valentine comes in and Jackson, athletic guard as well, Aiden Brown, who might be the best athlete on the team, so look for that offensive rebound. If you're the Cougars, Jeff, you got to play man-to-man, and they've been playing kind of almost a triangle and 2 type by denying DeSalvo Perez and Reed. If you use DeSalvo Perez and Reed as a screener right here, that's a good opportunity for the Rams as well. A lot of times when you deny people, sometimes people just bury them in the corner and don't do anything with them. I like using them as screeners. Don't let them get out of the game. Don't let them stand out there and get denied. Have them come in, set some screens. Ross don't set a ton of screens, but this would be an opportunity to use those 2 guys as screeners.
By the way, do you want me to knock on wood?
Go ahead.
The last time I was here 2 years ago, we went into overtime.
We did. Yep, you did. I remember that. I watched the game. I think it was you and was it you and Trace? Who was
Trace?
You and Trace.
17.3 on the clock, tied at 54. Let's see what we got here. Aiden Brown, and here we go! Kellen Reed has the ball.
High ball screen. Salvo Perez in the corner. Buried him.
8 seconds to play. High screen, Valentine. It's Reed. He pumps 18 feet away. He left it short. Tapped out. Here's Allen with the ball. He throws it up. No no good. We go to overtime.
Great play for the Rams, but great defense for the Cougars. Allen jumped out and really made it tough on Reed there. And now we're getting some bonus play here, Geoff.
Overtime it is. We did knock on wood. Let's take a short timeout. When we return, we'll get you to overtime here on Chatterbox Plus. Well, they're not paying us any extra, but we're still here. Tied up at 54 and a barn burner here in Ross Township, along with the coach, Sean Van Winkle. Or I should call you the mayor of Ross Township. I swear, every time I'm looking, you're saying hello to somebody.
Yeah, I grew up here, live here, but I've always been a fan of watching the Cougars play. Again, big fan of Coach Thomas. Caleb Allen did a ton. He's only got 9, but guys, he's doing a lot of stuff to keep the Cougars in play here.
Tap control by Edgewood. Here's Allen to the rack. He goes, misfires. Hard off the glass. Here's the Salvo Perez in a hurry, up front. Dumps it off. Brown will trigger 3 off the wing, too long. The backside board, no good, and a foul. Jackson will go to the line.
Yep, I'm sorry, Geoff. Jackson on a weak side rebound there as Perez throws it. Brown struggling from the perimeter, but Jackson sneaks in on that weak side and gets that rebound. Again, I talked about offensive rebounds earlier. He's a guy that can do it. Jackson's very athletic. He missed that front end of 1-on-1 earlier. Not to jinx him here, but you got to step up and hit these free throws.
And Colton Hunt has fouled out of this ball game.
Yes. What a great play defensively for Valentine down there, not fouling Allen, as Allen took it hard to the basket. The Cougar fans wanted a foul.
To reset, we're tied at 54. 18 fouls against visiting Edgewood. 5 against the Ross Rams.
So who came in there for? It looks like Moore. Was it Mason Moore that came in?
I believe it's Mason Moore wearing 1.
Rugby player. Dad's a big rugby player. He's a rugby player. Mason Moore, Coach Osterman, he's going to go to college to play rugby.
5'10" senior wearing the number 1. Front end, no good.
2 in a row he's missed.
Well, there's an old adage. Free throws are only free if you make them.
That's a fact.
And there's my trite saying of the night. You were waiting for that one, right? We had to go to overtime for it. No good.
You'll see a whole lot of Allen here. I'd run right at him right now. Run right at him. And they're not. They're letting him stay up at the top and spread.
Yager sets a screen for him. Yager has it stuck at the free throw line.
Coach Osterman called for patience.
Thompson drops it off. Here's Moore for 3! Are you kidding?
Right off the bench, baby. Big 3. Almost surprised that he shot it, the Edgewood Cougar staff, but he knocked it down.
10th lead change. Reed off the screen.
See, they don't set that flare. Valentine needs to set that middle flare for Reed and get him a shot. He's trying to slip way too much.
Jackson has nowhere to go right of the lane. They'll reset. Here's Reed on the drive to the hole, too long, high off the window. And another rebound, and it's Mason Moore.
Run at him right now. They need to run right at him.
Rubs off the screen momentarily. Moore with the decisive 3 so far in overtime.
Right off the bench, too.
I mean, you want to talk about ice water in the veins. There was no hesitation in the shot. And steal. Here's the Salvo Perez, stolen back by Allen. It's Yager with the ball. To your point, I agree with you on the idea that they should be fronting and defending Allen in the backcourt before he gets to half court. As we're under 2 to play here in this one. Allen off the high, he's setting a high screen.
And if you're the Ross Rams, who do you foul?
Thompson.
Who do you foul?
Across the post.
Because the Cougars are so good from the foul line, Geoff. They're all the guys in right now are up above 70% from the line. Foul. Again, as Peyton Smith gets fouled, he shoots 81%. Who do you foul? They still have 1 to give. They're not in the bonus yet. But that's the thing about a good free throw shooting team. You talked about them earlier about being really good from the line as a team. It's hard. So if you have that situation, foul somebody who hasn't shot one yet tonight. Okay, if you're Coach Lane, because everybody shoots a high percentage.
The next one will be one of the bonus the rest of the way for Edgewood. Ball's worked in to Peyton Smith off the high screen from Allen.
You got to extend this game. You cannot let these guys dribble it out with 3-point lead.
Well, that's all they're doing. It's just a passing
They're just
game.
dribbling it out. If you're Ross right now, you got to do something. Too much time is going by here. They're just milking the clock. They threw it in with 140. We're down to 115, guys. Got to get a foul, get a timeout. If you're the Rams, it's a full timeout.
It's a full timeout with 1:12 to go here in extra innings.
Extra quarters, innings. What is
I'm calling it's a baseball.
Extra time, right? No matter.
Extra time in soccer, extra innings in baseball.
That's right. So here's the thing, Geoff. They don't have anybody that's bad at the foul line that's in the game right now for the Cougars. They threw the ball in with 1:42, okay? And my math's not great, but it's down to 1:11. So they just reeled off about 30 seconds there, the Ross Rams. I think you got to extend the game. I mean, you have to extend the game. You got to foul right away. Right now, Coach Lane's going to try to trap, get a steal, and then foul. One of the two things. But who do you foul? So if you're Coach Osterman, you have Allen take it out. Okay, let him throw it in. A lot of times the best guy to get it to is the guy taking it out. So he'll step back in, maybe throw it in. But Coach Lane has no time to let him dribble it out. They got to foul right away. Coach Osterman going to make sure he gets the ball in the hands of Caleb Allen or Jesse Thompson or Peyton Smith, all shooting over 80% from the foul line.
While we have a moment, as a quick aside, we did see Justin Beck, who's the assistant AD here over at Ross. He'd been one of your guys, an assistant coach. His last stop as an assistant coach was over at Lakota East under Clint Adkins. He's now here. And then we also want to thank him and to Jake Richards, who's the AD here. Great hospitality and a great crowd here tonight here in Ross Township.
Got a trap right now. Got a trap.
And it's a little reach in, just a hand check by DeSalvo Perez.
Nice little Caleb Allen trying to make contact to create the foul. He's just a smart player. As Caleb steps up, he shoots 81%. It's been fun watching him. He's got 9 points. I knew he'd get over 10 because he would probably hit both these, but he's done a lot of stuff. Rebound, defense, nice assist.
And as calmly as you say, he does, and he does get into double figures tonight.
He's a player, Geoff. The kid is a player.
Came in 81%, as you had mentioned, 43 of 53 coming into this contest. He lets fly on the second and good. Meanwhile, it's a two-possession ball game, and they work it in. Reed plays Brown. He'll drive to the rack, to the hole.
3 timeouts. I would have maybe burned one there. They better go trap right now.
Allen escapes. And now, well, you got to foul here, and Jackson does. He does on Mason Moore, who's right now here in extra minutes is the hero of the ball game.
He is, and he's the only one in the game that shoots under 80, but Geoff, he shoots 75% from the line. He came in and hit the biggest 3 of his career for the Cougars. You win games at the foul line. Ross has had some opportunities in the fourth quarter and early into overtime to hit some free throws.
Big free throw attempt here. No good on one in the bonus.
40 seconds here, down 3. You got to attack the rim right now.
Do you take a shot immediately, or do you milk the clock?
They're going to try to do the same thing they did to try to end the game and run what they call their high fist.
Reed outside. Time's a wasting. Richie Jackson with 25 seconds and a timeout charged to Ross.
Good timeout.
So you got to set up something, and if you're David Lane, what do you set up here?
They've tried the high ball screen twice now. They tried it at the end of regulation, and the problem with that is Allen has done a great job of switching. He's guarding the screener, so he's done a great job of switching out and guarding the ball screen. Remember early in the game, they rejected that and went same side and got a shot. So the Rams have got to score quick, though. There's only 24 seconds to go and down 3 points.
By the way, while we have a moment, gotta say hello to the folks watching us over at Eli Sports Bar and Grill in Ross.
Absolutely.
We're waving to you right now. I wish you could see us, but we are waving to you and wishing that you are here in the building with us. It's been a good one here so far tonight. 59-56 here in overtime. Team fouls are even at 8 apiece.
Yeah, this has been a great chess match by both coaches coming out of timeouts. I've been really impressed with Coach Osterman. You know, he's his first year as a head coach. He's done a great job of, okay, you're going to take Allen away, then we're going to let Allen become our point guard, let him distribute. And on the flip side, you got Coach Lane. He's only 5 years in as a head coach. He's still young, but he's got an inexperienced team, but they came out on fire tonight. Out on fire. Best three-point shooting night they've had all year. And, you know, and they're doing it without Brown really going off for the Rams.
I have to say, it was, for a while, especially in the first half, it was like an NBA three-point shooting contest here in the gym. They work the ball in, still looking. Kellen Reed goes to DeSalvo Perez, and we'll give back to Reed. 22 on the game clock.
Got to go now. Now they got a different screener at the top, trying to create that isolation. They like that defender there.
Reed penetrates, pops 15, no good off the front left. Allen the rebound. He's just going to hang on to it. Up front, Mason Moore dumps it off. And here's an easy bucket here for Dale Yager as time expires. What a finish here tonight here in Ross Township, 61-56. As Edgewood came off the deck, they looked dead late in the fourth quarter and came back to win in overtime.
Very, very impressed with the balanced scoring of the Cougars tonight. Smith, 16 points. Thompson, 12 points. And Yager, 10 points. That's balanced. Caleb Allen only had 11, but Jeff, what an incredible game did he have. He did all kinds of stuff to make you think that he is going to be the SWOC Player of the Year.
He came up, and especially after he got knocked in the face a little bit along that sideline, and you know, he was kind of wincing, he was kind of working on his nose or his eyes and trying to clear his vision a bit, and he just stuck with them, so he showed a lot of heart with that talent tonight.
He did, yeah. And the Rams, you know, they've had a rough year. This is now 5 in a row. Ross, under Coach Lane's leadership, have never lost 5 in a row, ever. And he's in a situation he's never been in as a head coach, but he's got an incredible staff. And Coach Brown and Coach Miner, Coach Valentine and Coach Vogley, they will get these guys right. They're inexperienced, but guys, it's, hey, you talk about, we're halfway through the year.
Mm-hmm.
So experience is not an issue now. You've played enough games. You're now, 9 games in if you're the Rams. You don't have too long to think about it, because what'd you say? They play tomorrow night, right?
Yes, against East Central.
Yeah.
Over in Indiana, over at their park. There were, by the way, 21 makes from behind the three-point line, the biggest one of the night, and I don't know if this is your play of the game, but let's talk about it here. Tonight's play of the game is powered by Headline Sportswear. What is yours?
It has to be Mason Moore. I mean, he's sitting over there on the bench, and Hunt fouls out, right, if I'm correct. Hunt fouls out, who Hunt had a great game. Glue guy, energy guy. But my play of the game, Jeff, it had to be Moore coming off the bench and just drilling that three. Just drilling the three to put him up early, and that was just a huge play for the Cougars.
And that's our play of the night, powered by Headline Sportswear. Partner, I don't know if we could have asked for a better one, given like the blowouts that you and I had seen previously, prior to the new year. Maybe 2022 is our blessing right now, and we'll get some close ones the rest of the way.
Jeff, it was awesome calling a game with you tonight. Again, I said it before, in the GMC, East and West is a rival. In the GCL, Sanex and Moeller And then the SWOC, there's not a bigger rival than the Ross Rams and the Edgewood Cougars. They did not disappoint tonight. Both teams played great, very well-coached teams, and I'm glad we were able to call this game tonight for Chatterbox Sports.
Boy, it was a fun. 10 lead changes tonight, 4 ties. None bigger on the lead change than the 3 by more to open up scoring in the overtime period. Again, the final tonight, 61-56. As Edgewood improves to 5-4, and more importantly for them, they improved to 3-0 to headline the SWOC. Meanwhile, the Ross Rams lose their 5th in a row. They're 4-5 and 1-2 in the SWOC. Final thoughts on this one?
Great game. 2 really good teams that are getting better and better as the season progressed. Impressed with the Cougars after a tough loss at Baden last Tuesday. They got a big game against Mount Healthy coming right back into SWOC. Let's see the Ross Rams get right back on track, hopefully tomorrow night as they travel to Indiana.
Partner, is fun. See you next week.
Absolutely.
For week number 8. And again, the final tonight in overtime here in Ross Township. Edgewood escapes by a score of 61-56. Thanks go out to our producer, Joe Meehan, and to our videographer, Ian Callmeyer. A fun one here tonight in overtime. Mason Moore, the game winner early in the overtime period. For the coach, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Good night from Ross Township.